Garner, the West Indies team manager, and Stuart Law, their coach, in their own different ways and accents, had warned England not to underestimate the side before the Edgbaston Test. Well, it is fair to conclude Joe Root and his team did not fall into that trap. Instead they won by an innings and 209 runs inside 3 days and nights. Now there is a greater danger England might underestimate West Indies before the Headingley Test, which starts on Friday. Before the first match it was mentioned here that bowling was probably the West Indies' stronger suit. Certainly they have a bit more experience in that department. After they had yielded 518 runs, 243 of them to Alastair Cook, one felt chastised and obliged to think again. Then came the West Indies batsmen. In essence they were bowled out twice in a day on an Edgbaston surface that may have started to deteriorate, as a good pitch should, but which was still relatively benign. For Garner, Law and Jason Holder, the captain, the challenge before Headingley is mighty. Forget for the moment the long-term difficulties of the West Indies, which encompass ensuring the best players are available for all forms of international cricket, and the declining standards of so many of the playing surfaces in the Caribbean. They are often so slow and barren that the fast bowling legacy is bound to decline, and consider the next fortnight. Both departments are malfunctioning. Usually it is easier to deal with poor performances in the field. There is more evidence of how the bowlers might improve. The analysts can provide more dreaded data. And there are usually more options within the tour party, so there is more scope to chop and change the team. For example, there is the possibility of recalling Shannon Gabriel and Devendra Bisu. Both have been regulars in the team over the past 9 months, yet they were omitted in Birmingham. Gabriel did experience a nightmare at Derby in the match before the Test when he bowled a succession of no balls. The omission of Bisu probably had more to do with the conditions anticipated in a day-night match. Neither are world beaters, but the presence in the side might still improve the West Indies attack. Whoever they select in Leeds, the bowlers have to make life more taxing for the English batsmen. The most obvious example is the proposition of bowling to Cook, who has not been allowed to score so freely on the leg side for a very long time in Test cricket. The modern way to advise may be let's keep attacking him just outside his off-stump. The ancient, with several expletives deleted, is whatever you do, don't bowl at his legs. No doubt Law is capable of delivering the message either way. One feature of the great West Indian attacks that is easily forgotten, and which was epitomized by Garner, is that they were mean. They gave you nothing to hen. Restoring the confidence of batsmen is trickier still, because that process, even more than bowling, requires a calm and steady mind and the most priceless commodity of all, self-belief. It is hard to nurture that after losing 19 wickets in a day. There is never one solution to fit all batting ailments, though one pattern is becoming more prevalent among the newcomers to Test cricket we have seen this summer. So many of them choose to bat on off-stump, just outside it, against pace bowling, which is a shift from the past. Not even Cook or Joe Root, that which may be instructive. This summer we have witnessed Keaton Jennings, Tom Westley and Mark Stoneman briefly all standing bang in front of the stumps. The same certainly applied to the Hope brothers in the West Indies side. The positive in this ploy is that standing on off-stump opens up the leg side. The negative is that if you miss it, you're probably out LBW. Which was the experience of Westley and Kyle Hope at Edgbaston. However, the few days in between tests is hardly the time for a technical overhaul for batsmen or bowlers. It transpires there are concerns among the match officials at Edgbaston about the bowling action of Craig Braithwaite, an occasional off-spinner. By the current standards this news is a pinprick for the West Indian management, but it is hardly likely to cheer them up either.